Video games running through their veins, and the Coleco chameleon is feeling the pain. If it's movies or games, then they'll give you the facts. But watch out for red stressing from a guy named Max. Whoa, it's the CU Podcast. Whoa, it's the CU Podcast. They'll tell you everything that's hot on these streets. Don't you forget that Danny Sullivan is bringing the heat. Scumbag sellers know you're never off the hook. Hey, do you hear about a certain NES guidebook? So lend them your ears, let their words in your head, or else go and grab a burrito instead. Whoa, it's the CU Podcast. Whoa, it's the CU Podcast.
I'm doing the 200 CU podcast. Welcome, everyone, to the 200th
200.
completely unnecessary podcast. 200th episode.
200.
Alongside plucky Ian Ferguson on Pat Country. Thanks, everyone, for the past 6.5 years
No,
of following alongside our wacky
it's a long time.
podcasting adventures on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play, on Spotify, on Podbean, and of course, we love everyone on YouTube.
When did we start this? Summer 2013? Yes, because MagFest 2014 was the first convention I did. Wow, that's a long time.
That's where Ian stepped out into the world, right there.
Yeah.
He tiptoed into the YouTuber world.
The
at
hearts
that
and
point.
minds of many.
You know, it was funny that things come full circle, kind of, a little bit. The first podcast we talked about the 2DS, and we spoke about Ben Affleck being cast.
That's right.
As Batman 6.5 years ago. Holy crap! And he managed to do two movies before getting the hell out, if you don't count Suicide Squad. And Affleck was trending this morning, because he said release the Snyder Cut just this morning. So he's all in favor of that. But he's not Batman anymore already. Robert Pattinson is. So it's a lot of things happen in 6.5 years. Lots of ins, lots of outs. But thank you for sticking along with us through the tough times and mostly good times.
The thick and thin.
You know, my career was supposed to be over about 3 times by now, and it's going fine. Ian do you consider yourself having a career?
No.
This is Ian, this is still just a fun thing to do, I guess.
It's a fun thing to do.
Fun thing to do, and you collect a check, I guess. Real quick before we get into some of the topic rundown. Whatever. Topic rundown. We're talking about the Animal Cross Direct. We're talking about Animal Crossing Direct, Xbox Series X specs, Tiger re-releasing new LCD handhelds, or someone using the Tiger moniker, GameStop morale being low, and more. CU Podcast memories, Patreon poll. Real quick, we got the Not For Resale Blu-ray available at, you go to GameStoreMovie.com for that. It's going to be at PAX East screening, 8 p.m. this Friday at the Bobcat Theater. Wow. And that's the 28th of February. It's also going to be at GDC screening 1:30 in the afternoon, March 16th. And Midwest Gaming Classic, April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. I'm not sure what day it's going to be screening, but I'll be there. And I'll be at PAX East. You can come around and see me. I'll have this and some books. We also have the limited
Way to go.
T-shirt available as well at ultimatenintendo.com. And
Pins. We got pins.
we got the enamels as well. We
got
the
enamel pins.
We got lots of wares going on there. So any thoughts before we dive into the Animal Crossing Direct about the 6.5 years of a podcast?
No. I mean,
Did you think me bothering you at Luna Video Games, at Voltaire, and then on Newport would lead to a podcast we'll be doing for almost 7 years?
no, I did not. No, I was.
Because basically, me and you did a virtual podcast every week. I would just come in, we would shoot the shit for
the shit.
like an hour. It's like, oh, this can be a podcast. Why not?
No, I'm sure memories will come flooding back to me once we start reminiscing later on in the
With
episode.
the CU Podcast Memories hashtag.
With the memories hashtag.
And I even opened up to Facebook, to those wacky people on Facebook. Why not? And so we'll go through some of those. So, Ian, you love Animal Crossing.
I do. I love it. And I did not really pay attention to the Direct because I didn't want to know too much about what was coming down the pipeline because this is like the one game I'm looking forward to very, very much this year, and they're changing a lot of things. But a lot of it looks, I mean, from what I've seen, the stuff that I did see, the stuff that I've talked to Vani about, looks very cool. And more than any other entry in the series, this one is going to let people really fine-tune, craft, and shape the island. And previous entries in the game, you know, a lot of that was predetermined, and there wasn't a whole lot you could change. If you got your house and your furniture, that was it. Right, and I mean, there was always things that you could do or change, but it was minimal compared to what this one is going to be offering. But yeah, no, I will have it on launch day. I don't know that there's anything else coming out this year that I will make sure I have the day it comes out. So but I will have that. So let me get this straight. The series that you love, you skipped watching the Direct, yet Pat watched all 30 minutes of it in preparation for the podcast. Yeah, I don't often watch the Directs for things that I'm like really, really interested in. Okay, as someone with zero experience with Animal Crossing, I thought the presentation was funny. It was great. With, you know, obviously people made the Firefest comparisons with Tom Nook, you know, as Ja Rule and things like that. So it's funny as hell. I like the fact that, you know, there's you know, as someone with little experience, that there's like the world building in Animal Crossing came across even in the Nintendo Direct. I like the fact that you got your smartphone, Animal Crossing technology. I guess now you got your smartphone with apps and you can access things. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head without looking at this article. I like the fact that you could, like, you know, quick teleport back to your home. Yes. From where you're on the island, so you don't have to walk. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to walk across these islands and what have you. I don't know how huge they are. I'm guessing at least 10 minutes it would take. Villages in the older entries could be, you know, quite large if you wanted to, like, see every area in the map, you know. But being that this is an island, you can explore more. Maybe you said, I don't want to waste 20 minutes walking back, so you have that option because you don't have those stupid e-scooters on the street on your island that you want to tip over every time you see them. There's also, you could like make outfits, right? I saw that. Yep. You've been able to do that since the first one. That's always fun. Oh, you can? Okay. Mm-hmm. So you learn how to sew and to embroider and everything. And you can make your own clothing patterns and things like that. There's a party system for up to 4 people in your group. Could you lead them around? I think is how it works. You can all, and then you can. I don't know what I'm just telling you what I got from the Direct. I have no. This is what I'm just telling you. So you can lead them around, but then you can switch off the leader as well, and so you're basically forced to go where the leader goes to do stuff. So it's interesting. There's also ways to just run around in each other's worlds without being sure. Yeah, but if you want to, you want to have meetups with your friends to do, like, okay, today we're going to do our adventure. I don't know, we're going to go fishing. We're going to go learn how to make a new bench or something. You can expand your house. You start with the tent. You get your Firefest tent at first, and then you can get a house, and then you can expand the house with, I guess, a loan through Tom Nook, I guess, or what have you, or you collect. What's the currency in this game? Bells. Bells. I was going to say acorns for a second, but bells. Okay. You can get you get your own resources. You chop wood. You dig for stuff, or you hit rocks and get things. Fossils. There's little adventures you can go on to other islands, which I thought was interesting. You can do excursions. That's like sort of like you're really on vacation. Yep. And so it's interesting. It seemed very and you could go Sim City like, and you can redo the terrain. Yes, that's a big thing. That's like that's what I was kind of referring to. Is you in previous entries it was you make do with what you have and you create your village around it. In this one you can go get right down to you can terraform that land if you want to, basically. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. I feel like honestly I personally feel like it's a little too much control for my liking. But I'm still excited for the game.
Because the
You
island,
don't have to do that if you don't want to.
can you just like say I want a new island and it's randomized?
No. Well, no. You get one island and that's it.
You just get one.
Yeah.
So then I guess if you want to, but I saw in the direct literally building up terrain, making a waterfall, and then you can learn how to make bridges later, which is obviously that's great if you want to get somewhere. But terraforming it to me is interesting. So if you terraform in your island, and I can, if I'm not sharing that with you, right? I can visit and see what you terraformed.
Yeah, you can visit and see my island.
I can see how you ruined the lovely ecosystem on your island.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
and if everyone's playing on the same island, like if Vani and I were to play on the same island, what I did would affect the island that she's living on as well, because it's the same
Then
island.
you shouldn't be able to terraform without permission. I think there should be a city council on the island. You come in and you vote. Hey, Ian wants to create a new waterfall on his property. Does he have permission? It's like you need a permit for that. This can go horribly wrong. We're gonna have like politicking in Animal Crossing, I think. Yeah, what if you come over and just ruin my front yard? Well, like what recourse do I have at that point? Like, is there Animal Crossing Firefest police that come after you at that point? Anyway, I think it's funny that you can do that. Connections to Pocket Camp, if you have the mobile app as well, free updates. And I guess this is something that's common. I didn't realize to the extent in prior Animal Crossing games they all keep track of time, correct? So there's seasons.
Yes.
So in this one though, they're even doing stuff like on the direct they said something like, "Oh, when you sign up, you can check out the blossoms coming in on the trees right at the start." So that's pretty neat. It gives you an incentive to go back and play throughout the year. You see how everything changes.
Yeah, that's Animal Crossing in a nutshell. The types of fish that you catch during various seasons changes. The types of bugs you can catch change. Animal Crossing is really designed from the ground up to keep you playing for at least a year, and most people play for a lot longer than that.
Do you eat the fish?
No, at least not in the previous
do you eat?
versions. I'm not sure if this one added cooking. You catch the fish and you either sell them for money or you donate them to the museum, and you can collect all the fish in the museum. Same thing with fossils, same things with works of art that you find, same things with the bugs.
You can find works of art? Mm-hmm. Where would there be works of art in an island, though, I wonder?
You can buy them from the shop. The shop
Okay.
changes up daily. And I think some of them you could even find buried, but I could be wrong about that.
Is there like inner, well now it's an island, but inner village competition to get different items between the players that share the environment? Usually it's like, oh, I want that rare item, I'm gonna go after it.
Oh yeah, I mean collecting is Animal Crossing. I mean there is no real end goal in Animal Crossing.
just
It's
to
whatever
live.
you decide is your end goal. So getting harder to find items or getting all the items in a set that you want to decorate, that's a big part of it.
Huh. Okay. This is intriguing to me. This is intriguing. I still think I would have liked Harvest Moon a little bit better than this, but this is at least it'll be fun to, sort of just.
Animal Crossing is far more relaxing.
Is it far more relaxing?
Yes.
Because you don't have to worry about your food and keep.
You don't have to do shit if you don't want to.
You
I mean,
don't have to worry about feeding the pigs and cows.
No, that's a lie. People will say Animal Crossing can be stressful because if you don't keep up on your relationships with your with your town members, they can get sad. Also, if you don't rearrange every once in a while, your house can get infested by cockroaches, and weeds will grow all over your land.
If you don't rearrange it, so cleaning is out of the question. I have to throw my couch.
You have to
around.
move stuff every once in a while. Yeah.
Sounds more stressful than I thought. You can't be a loner. You can't just be on your own. Your neighbors get mad at you, and then they go to the city council and
They might
kick
move
you
out. They might move out, and new ones will move in.
This sounds horrible. The more I hear about it, it sounds like real life pressure. Gotta be nice to people when you don't want to.
Well, this is in real time.
Man. Oh God. Let me just play my little Animal Crossing video game system. Can you buy a video game system for the tent?
No, in the original Animal Crossing, you could get NESs and you could decorate your house with them, and it would play a ROM of an original NES game.
Oh, man.
But they haven't done that. They haven't done that since I think just the first version did that, actually. Because by the time the Wii version came out, they realized they could sell you the virtual console game.
We'll resell you the same NES game for $5.
Yep.
Right? We ain't gonna give you a crappy version of Donkey Kong for free. We're gonna do that. All right. Well, that's all I had to say. I thought it was interesting there, and that's obviously gonna be a big release in was about a month's time there. Ian, are you mad at our pal Ninja?
I'm always mad at Ninja. Every time he opens his fucking mouth, it's worse.
It's what's interesting about Ninja is that it seems like, you know, obviously he blew up in the past only couple of years. Drake helped him a lot. I didn't know who he was before the Drake thing happened when he played with him on the stream. And obviously Fortnite helped. He gets signed by, you know, he's on commercials. He does the New Year's thing where no one wanted to do the dance with him, the Fortnite dance. I keep going back to the fact that he was for some reason on the NFL 100th anniversary commercial. It boggles my mind why they would feel the need to get him on the commercial. But the more you hear him talk, the more disappointing.
How can kickers miss?
Yeah, how can you miss a kick? That's easy. Anyway, but it seems like the more he talks, the more it's like, wow, this is someone just not prepared for the amount of fame they have, and maybe shouldn't be the person to have that much influence over younger people.
Yeah,
I
don't feel like he's the best spokesperson for streaming in general, and I think that's what he's
streaming life.
And I feel like that's kind of what he's de facto become. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on a negative topic, or sounding.
Well, what
mean,
did he do?
But
he called out casual gaming.
Well, he essentially called out casual gaming. I'm trying to find the exact quote here. His exact quote was, "The phrase, 'it's just a game,' is such a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened, losing, imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice. There's always something to learn and always room for improvement. Never settle."
Almost sounds like a meme. By the way, that was a tweet after he said it live, something worse, which we'll talk about in a second.
Right. So, yeah, it does. It sounds like it reads like a parody. He's crossed over into, I mean, he sounds like a parody of himself and other people who take gaming way too seriously. I get it. He makes money off of this. He does need to, you know, take it somewhat seriously. It's a breadwinner for him. But and I saw some people, but even the people who defended him lightly. That no one came to his full... Well, the people who came to his full defense sounded like idiots as well. But there's a message in here that I think some people think he was trying to get across, which is, you know, it's okay to, you know, not want to give up. It's okay to, you know, basically learn through defeat. But that he's telling people that it's okay to be angry after. He's
conflating maybe being either disappointed or just going through,
or just learning
from defeat versus being angry, and those are entirely different things.
Yeah, he sounds like the type of guy who punches his fucking drywall and puts holes in it.
I might have done that in high school once.
That's what he sounds like.
Let me break back to this. Is that in any sort of competitive sport or game, what have you, which you try to make the comparison to, which we'll get to in a second, you're never going to win 100% of the time. You'll be lucky to win half the time. This goes back to anyone who played Little League, or, you know, you played basketball as a kid. I did track. I was thick but quick in track in 7th grade, in 8th grade, and got destroyed. And yes, you can be disappointed if you lose. Whenever I lost in Little League and we got mad, especially when we were young, the coaches said there's no reason to be mad as long as you tried, you put your heart into it, and you know, don't be angry. Why are you angry?
Yeah,
the outcome is you know, not predetermined, and someone else's. It's a competition. It's natural to lose.
Right.
There's no reason you have to rage about losing at anything, as long as you said, "Hey, I did my best. I put my heart into it, and I tried." So it's a horrible message to send to kids and his audience's kids, and also it enables potentially younger people to think it's okay to, when I lose at a video game that has zero real life consequences, that it's okay for me to yell at someone I'm playing against, or like you said, rage and slam your keyboard. That's not a positive message that someone that's a role model to a lot of people should be engaging with at all.
Right.
At all. And not to make light of other things he said, but he said that if you think it's okay to say it's just a game, he said that's lazy, and you're horrible for thinking that. And it's like, no, we're well-balanced individuals. We don't have to think that because you lost in a Fortnite game where everyone loses in Fortnite except for like the one person out of the 100 or what have you, that you should be raging against it. You know?
Right.
That's not why a lot of people play video games. You play video games to relax or to have fun or be entertained, not to feel worse.
Not everyone does it as a business.
But if there are streamers though that do it as a business that don't have that attitude probably, because you don't have to be unless you're competing for money as like a professional gamer. You don't have to, like, winning doesn't have to be the goal. And even, I bet you some of those guys aren't so upset about it that I'm sure they're disappointed. They're like, fuck,
One of my favorite responses was from Cloaksy, a streamer. His Twitter profile is I stream and make YouTube videos, I guess. He has 1.1 million followers.
I guess.
He has 1.1 million followers. His response to Ninja was, everyone taking this the wrong way is soft and would cry themselves to sleep if they heard a Modern Warfare 2 voice chat lobby back in 2010. You didn't fucking serve in Beirut together, guys, okay? It was a fucking voice chat lobby. Just because you heard some racial slurs doesn't mean you fucking... Oh my God, it's like anything to feel tough. Anything to think you're fucking special. It's ridiculous.
If you were back in those AOL chat rooms in 97, it was rough.
Holy shit. Oh my God, I read stuff like that and I want to fucking shit myself. Like, it's just so embarrassing. How do you say something like that and actually hit send and think that you came across as cool or awesome? Ooh, you fucking cry yourself to sleep if you're in a Modern Warfare 2 voice chat lobby. Cool. You are a racist 15-year-old? Is that like what I'm supposed to hear?
Or experience racism from a 15-year-old.
Holy shit.
And that's how you earn your stripes, I guess, back then.
Oh my God.
He said, imagine telling, Ninja said, imagine, this is him yelling on his stream, I guess, after someone reported that he might have just got sniped by someone or killed in the game. He said, imagine telling LeBron James or Tom Brady when they're losing, it's just a game. LeBron James, when you see him after a game when they lose, he's not throwing chairs. He's not,
there's no tantrum.
It's part of the experience of being in a competition is that you're going to lose.
Yeah.
Even when you're one of the best players on the planet, you will lose. And that's a horrible comparison to make. And yeah, you can say, well, those guys are paid millions of dollars, so it's easier on them. Either way, they're competitive by nature to get to that point in their careers, to be the best in their sport. But they're not raging. It's rare to see an athlete lose and they're absolute foaming at the mouth and be like, Deontay Wilder got his ass kicked by Tyson Fury in one of the biggest heavyweight fights the past 20 years. He wasn't raging after he lost. He was disappointed and upset, but he wasn't like, and he got punched in the face repeatedly, and he wasn't raging when he lost. So if he's not raging, you shouldn't rage because it's a video game. That's about all I'm going to say about this. And there was a topic on the show we never really went into. We always kept talking about I guess people that are influencers or get fame too early and they don't know how to handle it or what have you. And this is one of those examples, or him or like PewDiePie, where you got these young guys that get thrust into these number one positions and they just don't know what their influence is on people. And a lot of times it takes a lot of bad mistakes in order to learn that. Like what happened with PewDiePie, multiple bad mistakes where he goes, hey, I have an effect on people. What I say and what I like, I should watch it. And it sounds like good old Tyler Blevins has to learn that lesson at some point as well. And hopefully he does. He's still young enough, but holy shit. Sorry, that's all I'm going to say about that. Anything else?
No, I think it's time to segue into the meat and taters.
Well, thanks. This is the intro. Everyone else, remember, this is an audio podcast you can listen to as well.
This is the 200th intro. Now we're getting into the 200th podcast.